welcome to another video for Auto Solutions Checkpoint. I thought I would just make a video, just have a weather with you, and just let you know how ridiculous my years go so far. You know, if you think things can't get any worse, then you've got the parasites of Marketplace and Gumtree just constantly worrying you down, asking stupid questions or making stupid offers, and it's unreal. And then you've got the delusional customers, which I do not want, so I'm quite straight to the point. That's my downfall. I call this spade a spade. If I feel somebody is ripping the complete piss, I tell them to get completely. You know, at the end of the day, life's too short to let these bloodsuckers try and control you, and it doesn't bring food to my plate, it doesn't pay my bills. There's people out there with bad opinions of me, but their opinions don't pay my bills. I'm not concerned about their opinions. I feel if you have a problem with me, that is a you problem, it is not a me problem. I'm willing to throw my hands up whenever I'm in the wrong with things, but I just simply love telling these idiots where to go, because I think they're so entitled. Believe me, they're not. Absolute scum if they are. Yeah, we're all out to save money and whatever, but there's people that are just ridiculous. You know, even folk that I know in my friend circle, well, I wouldn't say friend circle, because see, the older I get, my friend circle is more like a full stop. So these people that say hi to me and that, pal and bro and whatever, but whenever they're wanting something, they want something for minimum coin off you, just for the sheer fact that they know you. You know, so I try all the time to keep my prices keen, but also take into consideration my overheads, all my expenses, cost of parts, cost to carry out the work. At the end of the day, you got to make sure that you're paying yourself, because otherwise it's just a charity you're doing, and I ain't no charity company. End of story. You know, I do my bit for the charity, but I'm not a charity company. At the end of the day, I can't justify doing things for nothing or next to nothing. It's not possible. You know, so these same friends, if you give them a quote they don't like it, right, they would prefer, just say for instance you put it to 200 quid, right, to do a job, they would actually go and spend 300 quid at another place just so they didn't need to give you the 200 quid. That's how ridiculous these scumbags are. We'll put it this way, one of my friends has quite an successful interior business for homes. Everybody he knows what he does, but yet they use other companies, they don't use him. You know, all down the price and that. But whatever happened to supporting your friends? You know, that's went out the window. Why do you not support your friends? And more to the point, if you're watching this here, why have you not subscribed? You know, maybe you should consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already done so. It would be greatly appreciated if you did. But I just feel, I thought I would make this video just to chat to you and that. At the end of the day, I'm human, and I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I hope you enjoy watching what I do. And you know, at least this here video just shows that I'm running into difficulties just like everybody else. I've went through like maybe 5 different types of weather. I'm on my way to Newcastle now, and the weather has been atrocious. Then it was splitting the trees, and it's back to being atrocious again. It's not very nice at all outside. Just the sooner the summer comes and we can get our 2 days of good weather, we'll be jamming. As you know, this year has not been the best of years so far for me. But at the end of the day, you just got to smile and get on with it. You know, I feel quite humble. You know, even things get like this, it makes me appreciate the things that I have when things are going great. And then I look at the things around me that I have to now, and I feel grateful for everything I have right now, although things are not going good. But I know you're probably saying, I know there's a but yeah, see, obviously when you've got these things going on, then I've got stuff advertised left, right and centre as well, obviously selling car parts, cars, that kind of stuff, just trying to clear my feet up. And you get these absolute creatures messaging you. Now, there's one I had a wee. In fact, the Fiesta with the tiger stripes, I had it advertised. I get somebody messaging me, basically saying £3,000. I haven't even came to see it. It's advertised for £4,095, right, which isn't here nor there. So they haven't even seen it, and they're offering £3,000. And when you say to them, look, I'm not wanting any blind bids, you need to come and view the car, then make your bid. Obviously, a better bid than what you've already offered. But the guy started getting aggressive through the keyboard. What chance have you got against these people? So if I had turned round and said, yeah, £3,000, come and take it, and he comes out and tries to bargain me down even more, I'm too long in the tooth for these people. I've been doing this for years. I know the mentality of these folk. At the end of the day, come out. If you seem sound, you get a deal. But definitely not £3,000. It's not going anywhere for £3,000. The other thing as well, if things aren't hard enough, I'm trying to think, would it be before Christmas, I picked up a bit of plastic for my garage conversion at home. Now, the company I got it from, the guy that runs it, was like, yeah, he realised there was a mechanic, said to me, look, I tell you what, if you plug my car in and tell me what's wrong with it, I'll give you these bits of plastic. Now, there were big bits of facing, so that's fine. So I thought, right, that's alright. He got my number, and then I think it was like a week down the line, I need you to plug the car in again. That's fine. Now, bear in mind, the first time I done, I calibrated his back calipers, because obviously somebody had done the work before and not calibrated it, so it's never really been right since, and it's been causing a bind. So I sorted that, bear that in mind. Now, that job was done for them bits of plastic and nothing more. At the end of the day, just because I've done that doesn't mean to say the person owns me. I mean, they come out and do the work for nothing again. So, the next couple of times, obviously I was in the area at the time, so it wasn't really any problem. I plugged the car in twice, and that was fine. So he then messages me that somebody knows the van packed in, he needs a second opinion to come and diagnose it, blah blah blah. Apparently the timing's jumped. So I showed up. It was on a Saturday morning in between jobs. Now I took an hour out of my time in total to do this. So at the end of the day I need to pay for my time. So I spent time working on this. I was trying to get a read from the diagnostics machine. I was getting a read but nothing was coming up, no fault. That's fine. Wasn't really getting anywhere, but obviously I wanted to know a wee bit more about the problem before I turned the key, because obviously I don't want to be held responsible for any breakages, making things worse or whatever. I want to find out a bit before I do anything, before I turn the key. So tested the battery looked pretty new, but the battery was below the threshold for starting strongly. Right, so in theory they've turned it over and turned it over and turned it over and it's wore the battery down. So took the timing chain cover off to check the condition in there. It was slack inside, so obviously and I know the timing chain has jumped. So the guy comes out of his office, comes over, oh, how you getting on, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I'm struggling to get any fault codes up. He says, well, my machine must be better than your machine, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, I went and got one better. So he's going on about a top gun machine, produces this wee dongle. The dongle goes onto his phone. Basically it's the most fucking, excuse my French, it's the most cheapest version of a diagnostics machine. You can do the bare minimum with it. No, it's not really a good thing. But then he goes on to say, oh, I plugged it in this morning, I deleted the codes, whatever. So basically that's why I haven't been getting a read, because it's not had a chance to start, whatever. And this idiot has cut off the read. So basically I put the jump leads on it, made sure that it was getting the right voltage, turned it over. So 110%, it had no compression whatsoever. So I went back into the office, outside the office, told them, and handed him the keys. So we're talking away for about 10 minutes and then he disappears. He goes to disappear. He's like, oh, cheers for having a look at that, I'll see you later. I'm away back in to get a heat. It left me absolutely baffled, because I don't work for nothing. At know, so he was pulled up about it. At the end of the day, I can't be dealing with these people, you know what I mean, absolute bloodsucker. So at the end of last week, I get a message from him, can you price up a service kit for one of my staff's cars? Like, right, cool. So it was a wee Corsa. So, as most of you are aware, I don't like to use cheap parts on customers' vehicles. I like to use decent quality parts, reputable parts, you know, so I don't like cutting corners in that respect. So I'm asked to price up the full service. The full service includes oil filter, air filter, plugs, oil, cabin filter, also topping up the washer, and obviously if the radiator is topped up as well, topping up the brake fluid, you know, so basically that's your full service for the engine, and you just go around the vehicle checking the tyres and that, and advising the customer. Right. So I quoted, I think it was like £190 and 3 pence all in. Get a text message back for a service. Are you joking? He's like, I was quoted 150 quid from some other garage. So instantly, I don't want to be dealing with you, mate. I really, really don't. Absolute idiot of a guy. First of all, I don't play off any other garages. At the end of the day, I've worked hard to get where I've got to. At the end of the day, you need to pay for my experience as well. And see, to be honest, at £190 for a full service, now the parts were dear as well. So when you look at it from that angle, I'm only really charging about maybe 60 quid for the labour for doing that, you know. And then there's the disposal of the oil as well. And this absolute parasite, if it has the cheek to turn around and say that, oh, well, how much is it just for an oil filter? And instantly it was like, look, just get that other garage to do it. And he was asking me the week before to work on one of his vehicles as well. And he says, oh, well, how much will it be to work on my insignia? Like, mate, just get them to do it. I really, really can't be harsh with people like you, mate. I really, really can't. It's bad news, honestly. Businesses struggle, you know. See, when there's people like that don't want to pay their way, at the end of the day, I keep my prices as far as I can and try and keep my customers sweet. But when there's people like that, see, whenever you bend over backwards for somebody and then they hit you with that, it's like, on you go. I don't need your custom. I really, really don't. I would rather sit, come in, and not do this job at all. See if it meant I didn't get any customers like that. So annoying. These people think they're entitled just because originally I got a couple of bits of plastic off them. Are people really in that cloud cuckoo land? You know? But I never got a reply. I never got a reply to my message, so I think the guy's deeply offended. You know, I think I might throw him a wee tampon or something. So I have a set of transit wheels off a Transit Custom that are advertised for sale now, and they have Insa Turbo tyres. So basically they're exactly the same type of tyre that I have on my L200, except they're 16 inch. So again, I've got all these tin rattlers offered bottom dollar, as if they're going to say, aye, fill your boots, come and take them. They can sit there until they sell. If they don't sell, I'll use them as planters. I'll put plants in them. At the end of the day, I'm not giving things away, and just because you say so. Also, I had another fella message me. Now I recognise the name. It was through that marketplace. Now I recognise the name. He says, oh, can I get a discount since you know my cousin? I'll no mention names. Since you know my cousin, blah blah blah. I never even bothered messaging him back. Things like that. He'd already followed it up with an offer of 300 quid. They're advertised for 450 quid. You know, they're worth every penny of it because they're gleaming. You take 300 quid discount because you know my cousin. Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie me. So, mate, you're wanting a £150 discount because you know you're related to somebody that I speak to like once in a blue moon. Get yourself to. I really, really don't understand. I really, really. Look at this tube in front of me, tailgating a lorry. It's one of my pet hates out on the road. Why do these Egypts tailgate lorries? the lorry's not going to be able to see you. Right, if you can't see their mirrors on the lorry, they can't see you. Right, this here guy in the back is driving a Sprinter, and obviously it's a miniature lorry, it's not a proper big lorry. He should know better, but guarantee you, this will be a wee idiot that's just got a wee delivery job and doesn't know the road, doesn't know the law of the road. Just probably drove a car before he even started with that company. See, know all about it. See that lorry put the anchors on. Look at this. Absolute tube. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a row of cars right in front of him as well, look. Oh my god. My word. Absolute idiot. He swerved in front of that van. There's the tube there. Y11 GNV. We're in Newcastle. That's me heading back up to Scotland. Lovely drive when I was in Newcastle upon Tyne in the city centre. Surprisingly, it wasn't mega busy with traffic. It was quite a nice, easy flow. So I'm just coming up to Berwick upon Tweed now to head on to the A1 up till Scotland. So hopefully I'll be home at a reasonable time. I just had a bit of work on, but makes a change that I'm not out in the L200 for the transport trailer. Good bit of time out on the open road, get the brain ticking and get you thinking about things as well. I thought I would make this video just to bring you along on my journey, plus it'll give me a bit of company as well. I'm starting to see the more promising signs for Scotland. All kind of new. Hopefully not run over any haggises on the way up the road. Well, this is one bit of useful information. If you ever get stuck when you're like down over the border of Scotland, how you find your way back, you just follow the rain clouds and that will sure as hell take you back. But yes, we just got to be grateful for the 3 days of good weather that we get per year. So a little update on the search for a unit. There still is not anything coming up. It is getting ridiculous now. I would like to have thought something would have popped up by now, but it hasn't. I've actually been asking places that I've already asked in the past few weeks. I'm just pestering people in hope that something comes up, in hope that somebody maybe turns around and goes, oh well, the guy's eager, we'll give him a chance. You know, there's nothing coming up to buy that's suitable, and there's nothing coming up to rent that is justifiable. I wouldn't say affordable, I would say justifiable. Like for argument's sake, I got offered a place, it was $12.75 per month. $12.75 per month. Well, put it this way, see, half of that isn't even what I'm paying for 2 separate yards. You know, so am I getting a skinflint? But in theory, you need to be earning your full rent in the first week of work for you to benefit out of it. And I don't know if I'm willing to do that, to be honest. $12.75 is ridiculous. I'm mainly needing the unit and the yard for my hobby because I can get by doing mobile work, like mobile mechanicing. At the end of the day, that pays its bills just as well as anything else. But bottom line is, I need somewhere for my project, and this is what I'm up against. It just seems to be a never-ending cycle. And part of me is really wishing that I never give up my first yard through in Glasgow, because that was way more suitable than either. Plus, it was quite a secure yard. It was presentable, it was modern, and it wasn't a lot of money. And I reckon if I had have negotiated with the owner of the ground, he would have allowed me to put a unit on it, because he was easy whenever I put shipping containers on it, and also load containers as well. It was a good whack of land, and I really regret moving away from it now, but it simply wasn't worth the commute. You were doing like maybe 20 miles to get to it, 20 miles back, and at the time I didn't really have a lot of commitments outside work, but now I do, so it wasn't suitable, it didn't suit my criteria. But hey ho, I'm sure something will show up, and I'm just going to need to keep positive, and I'm needing all you guys to be positive as well, because usually the guys, they give me the motivation to keep this thing going. And fair enough, I don't have a lot of following on this channel, but at the end of the day, I'm grateful for the following I've got, and I'll be eternally grateful, because you guys are the making of this channel, and I'll always be grateful for it. Everybody's on the outside lane now, overtaking a tractor. That big beauty of a tractor, that. A foreign one. Casing or something, never heard of them. But you know how much I like a John Deere. I'm also quite partial to New Holland. I quite like the New Holland tractors as well. If money was no object, I would have a nice big John Deere tractor. I would run it as a daily, just because I could. Maybe a bullnose Scania, or one of them Peterbilt American bullnose wagons, like ones you see in the old films, old countryside films and that. That would be absolutely amazing. They're too big for our roads, but I would only drive about the front part. Again, it would probably be too big for our roads. I think one of them would be fantastic. I would actually live in it. I'd give up the house and just live in the truck. I don't think my missus would agree with that, but how cool would that be? Comfy big buses, like comfy big trucks. What's this? A little John Deere? Oh dear. Yeah, I could be tempted for one of them and all. I don't have any grass to cut, but if I had one of them, I think I would just go about cutting people's grass for the sake of it. Very, very slow moving. But on a plus side, I'm doing 20 mile an hour now. Woo! 20 mile an hour, what away! Oh, flying! Flat out! Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's not been the most constructive, but it just put you a day in the life of me. Things I get up to. Very grim, very boring, but hey, it's what makes me me. You have just sat and watched it. To see if you haven't already subscribed, please smash the subscribe button down below. It'd be greatly appreciated, because the greater the amount of subscribers, the greater the channel will be, and hopefully along the line I can get some nice things for the channel that will keep you engaged watching. You know, just the ones you're thinking I'm going to end up like most of the channels. Like once I get big, I'm going to start getting Lamborghinis and that. I'm not a fan of Lamborghinis, any of them supercars. I'm more for luxury cars or big. I like big trucks and tractors and things like that. So potentially I could get some mad, wild, wacky things to the channel. You know, I've got a really weird taste in things. You know, some of the vehicles that I've owned over the years, like would make your eyebrows raise. But I'm gonna call it a day at this. And you guys take care, and I'll catch you in the next video. But thanks very much for sitting with me and coming along with me on this journey. I've actually enjoyed the blether. Take care guys, 10-10, over and out.